What if I told you that there is an explanation behind people who have healed their chronic health issues, which are serious and dangerous, simply by laughing? And you can use this secret, you can use this medical mystery in order to solve your own problem of panic attacks and anxiety. But before going into the three-step meditation process that actually gives you this secret, you have to first understand one principle, and that is your senses can perceive the world around you. What is superior to your senses is your mind. If your mind is cooked, no matter how much sensory pleasures you gain, all of those pleasures are meaningless. Suppose you have a very wonderful, tasty looking dish in front of you, but as you're about to lift your fork and put that food in your mouth, somebody comes up behind you and puts a gun to your head. Suddenly, your mind is disturbed. Now, you do not have any sensory pleasure in that food because your mind is superior, is stronger than your senses. Now, there is something even more superior and stronger than your mind, and that is cosmic intelligence. In fact, cosmic intelligence is the only thing that exists. The cosmic intelligence manifests itself into a conscious universe, into a conscious earth, into a conscious you, into a conscious me, into everything that we can see around the world. It is just that cosmic intelligence manifested as a physical form. So, what that means is this physical reality that you deem to be so real and material is actually immaterial. It is completely mental and it is spiritual. If you don't know who I am Arpan. I live in Nepal, and Nepal is a land of meditators and spiritual knowledge and it's esoteric knowledge. But I was completely oblivious to this knowledge, even though I was struggling with anxiety and panic attacks up until the age of 21. I'm 26 right now. And then I found a man who the world considered to be a very dangerous man. He had a spiritual commune in Oregon, and he was rumored to be involved in bioterrorism. The world called him mad, the world called him manipulative, but through his madness, I found a truth that liberated me from my own madness, from my own anxiety and panic attacks. Out of many things that he taught me, one thing that he taught me was how powerful our human imagination can be. And that led me to discovery of other spiritual teachers like Neville Goddard and Joe Dispenza. So I have studied yoga, tantra, Eastern spirituality, Western spirituality, neuroscientists, and come up with my own unique three-step meditation process in order to give you the secret that can solve your panic attacks. So if you want to stop spending your time and money on therapy sessions and anxiety pills, then make sure that you watch and understand every point in this video. So you might be someone who right now is struggling with intense bouts of panic attacks and anxiety, and you might be worried that your friends and family are thinking less about you and you want them to stop worrying about you and see you in a different light. Maybe you want your ex-girlfriend or your ex-boyfriend or your competitors to look at you and be jealous about how good you're doing in your life and regret that they ever messed with you. In order to do that, in order for all these things to come true, you have to tap into that cosmic intelligence. And the only way to tap into this cosmic intelligence so that you can create the life of your dreams, so that you can shift into the version of yourself who is already amazing, that already exists in that cosmic intelligence, is to follow this three simple step meditation process. The first step is, of course, relaxation. Relaxation, the type of relaxation that I am talking about, is achieved through Yoga Nidra. People like Andrew Huberman have been calling this Yoga Nidra as non-sleep deep rest protocol, but it's just yogic sleep. It's just Yoga Nidra. I have a 13-minute video on how to do Yoga Nidra correctly on the description box down below. What happens is when you do yoga nidra, your brain starts to create beautiful, slow, coherent alpha waves and theta waves. Your brain right now is producing beta waves. When you're focused on me, when you're focused on this information, when you're focused on a particular problem which stresses you out, when you're having panic attacks and anxiety and you're worried and concerned, your brain is producing high beta waves, which are not really good. So, in order for your brain to produce this beautiful, slow, little, beautiful, coherent alpha waves and theta waves, do yoga nidra. What alpha waves does is your brain starts to very easily visualize when your brain is producing alpha waves. And when your brain is producing theta waves, all of those visualization will go right into your subconscious mind, because the door between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind is wide open when your brain is producing theta waves. And when your subconscious mind is affected through all of that visualization, through all this mental imagery and feelings, you tap into that cosmic intelligence. You affect that cosmic intelligence, because subconscious mind is connected to the cosmic intelligence. And when you affect the cosmic intelligence, every atom of your physical reality changes. Every atom of your physical reality is affected. Even your genes are affected. Genes that are responsible for bad mental health and panic attacks will start to turn off, and genes that are responsible for good mental health will start to turn on. So do yoga nidra meditation, and what you're going to do after yoga nidra meditation is start to visualize things. Because now that you're connected to that cosmic intelligence through subconscious mind, what you're going to do is imagine a scenario where you're already the person that you desire to become, and you're already doing the things that you desire to do. So start to visualize that you're already a calm, happy, relaxed, joyful, empowered version of yourself. Start to ask yourself in that imaginary scenario, what am I going to do in my personal world now that I have become this completely upgraded version of myself? Maybe you're going to go to social events and talk to people in a very confident manner. And notice in your imaginary scenario that your breathing rate has relaxed in places that previously used to trigger your anxiety and panic attacks. Notice in your imaginary scenario that your pulse rate has stabilized and it is just 70. Right now, it's probably 100 plus. Notice in your imaginary scenario that as you wake up in the morning, you have a big, beautiful smile on your face, and you're saying to yourself, wow, I no longer have panic attacks. I no longer have anxiety thoughts as soon as I wake up in the morning. Notice as you go to bed at night that you're saying to yourself, wow, I had an amazing day, and you have a big, beautiful smile on your face. Communicate with your subconscious mind that you are actually living a life free of panic attacks, that you are now completely free, that your life is now completely wonderful and amazing. And provide all the sensory vividness to your imaginary scenario. Do all the things in your imaginary scenario that you currently cannot do, because now, right now, you're inflicted with panic attacks and mental pain. So, if you're avoiding dating, start to date amazing, wonderful, beautiful, romantic partner in your imaginary scenario. Start to touch your romantic partner's hair. Start to smell their perfume. Start to hear them compliment you on how peaceful and powerful of a human being you are. Start to maybe smell the aroma of coffee, because right now maybe you're avoiding stimulating agents like coffee. Start to say to your friends and family in your imaginary scenario, guys, you don't have to worry about me anymore. I'm completely fine. I'm completely okay. Start to hear your friends and family compliment you in that imaginary scenario. Wow, you're a completely different human being now. You're so peaceful and relaxed these days. What are you doing these days? And just feel all of these things to be very true by providing sensory vividness. The things that you can see after you have become this upgraded version of yourself. Things that you can hear, smell, taste, and touch. When you do this, your imagination becomes really powerful. And this imagination, a powerful imagination, always creates reality, as Neville Goddard said. What happens is all this powerful imagination becomes ingrained in your neural network because your brain does not distinguish between an imagined scenario, which is provided with all the sensory vividness and an experience that you have in this three-dimensional reality. So your brain starts to create neural networks that reflect like whatever you have imagined is actually happening to you in real time. Now, the third step is mental rehearsal. Mentally rehearse this imaginary scenario over and over and over and over again. When you mentally rehearse your imaginary scenario enough times, this neural network becomes hard and set and permanent. And this neural network starts to send a rush of chemicals down your body. These chemicals are going to create feelings in your body. And these feelings are going to be equivalent to whatever you have imagined. Your imaginary scenario signified that you're now an upgraded version of yourself. You have no longer panic attacks. You are living an amazing life. Everything is wonderful in your life. So, of course, you're going to feel the equivalent emotions of joy, gratitude, and empowerment. The moment you start to feel joy, gratitude, empowerment, and all of these elevated emotions, your healing begins. We have this stupid way, we have this stupid idea that in order to feel thankful, in order to feel grateful and joyful, we need to await our healing. We need to await our success from this three-dimensional reality. But no, when you're creating your life by tapping into that cosmic intelligence, by tapping into your wonderful human imagination, the first thing that you must do is embrace the emotion of your wonderful imagination. Only then, whatever you have imagined will materialize into existence. This is the secret of people laughing into their health because they have embraced the feelings of elevated emotions and they just became healthy because feelings are the secret of breathing life into your imagined scenario. Your imagination does create reality, as Neville Goddard said, but only if you embrace the feelings of it. So, become really good at sustaining these elevated emotions for an extended period of time. Because the longer you can sustain them, the faster your visualization will materialize into existence. And right now, you're sustaining the emotion of anxiety, worries, and concern. Nothing needs to happen in your life right now. You can simply feel anxious because all you have done for a very long time is practice imagining the worst case scenarios and maybe consciously or unconsciously embrace the feelings of it. So just do the 3 simple step meditation process now consciously. You have the conscious tools in order to practice the best possible case of your life and embrace feelings from it, and you will change your life. So do these 3 simple steps every day, at least 3 times a day, as soon as you wake up in the morning, as you go to bed at night, because these two are the windows where your subconscious mind is really suggestible. These do not miss these 2 windows, and whenever free time you get during the day. The more you do this, the more proficient you get at holding your attention on a particular imaginary scenario to derive feelings from it. And your attention span needs to be really long. Right now, if you're watching TikToks, YouTube, Instagram shorts, instant gratifications, indulging in drugs, alcohol, instant gratification, all of these things are taking your attention away from you. When you do that, you cannot hold your attention on a particular imaginary scenario for a long time and derive feelings from it. So cut that out. Just pay attention to your inner world of thoughts, feelings, and mental imagery. Make them so real. Make them so real by providing sensory vividness and upgrade your state of mind, and your personal reality must change. And do not pay attention to your external negative circumstances that put you at a state of negativity. Because I have already told you, the personal reality is just a projection from your own subconscious mind, from your own state of deep mind. When you're surrounded by tragic circumstances, it's not a surprise that your state of mind is bad. In fact, that is the cause. So Do not impress more negative feelings by paying attention to the external negative circumstances. Because if you impress more negative feelings in your state of mind, by paying attention to the external negative circumstances and considering them to be real, then more negative circumstances are going to come to you. It's a vicious circle. You become a magnet to whatever you impress in your subconscious mind. So start to impress beautiful mental imagery, elevated emotions to your subconscious mind, and every positive things, every wonderful visualization that you perform will come to you naturally. You become a magnet to your desired life. So change your life, or if you want to prove me wrong, do that by following these 3 simple steps, and I will stop making these kinds of videos if you prove me wrong. But you cannot, because it's a law. Now, I have made a ton of different videos on how to completely overcome your panic attacks. But if you still feel like you cannot do it alone, I have my Gmail, my WhatsApp, my Telegram, my Viber, all linked in the description box down below. Message me and then we can get started right away. I will provide you one-to-one online coaching. I will take your hand and deliver you to a place where you no longer have panic attacks. So remember, sky's the limit. Once you truly know how to tap into the cosmic intelligence, tap into that one source of infinite possibilities, when you can imagine the things that you want and materialize that into 3-dimensional reality. So send this video, share this video to someone that in your life that you know is currently struggling with panic attacks, because this can really help them. Please help them and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.